but until my will runs dry, send all your sins all over me, baby, baby,
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Katlin, aka KP. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I created these red highlights on this custom wig that I made on a sewing machine. I do have a video dedicated to how I construct the wig, so definitely check that out. I'll be listing it down bar below. So the things that you will need are bleach of your choice, the developer of your choice. I'm mixing 20 and 30 together. I'm putting some blue dye inside of my bleach. And then, of course, the foils. I'm using these from our long pre-cut foils, as well as these Starstruck silver ones. I think they're 8x11. And then as well as a brush. So this is how I mix my bleach. I'm just pouring the powder bleach inside of a mixing bowl. And then, like I said, I'm mixing 20 and 30 to make 25. 30 plus 20 is 50. Divide that by 2 is 25. Now, I didn't use 30 only for the simple fact that I do move slow sometimes. So, I didn't want my foils to process as fast, but I still wanted to be able to eat through the pigment of the hair. So once I have it mixed, I'm going to take my blue dye and pour a little bit in there as well. Blue cancels out orange in color theory, so I'm just using this just as some extra cautions. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But yes, just to help with any warmth. Even though we are putting red in here, I just use it in anything that I'm bleaching, honestly. So that step is optional. So let's get into the foiling part. So as you can see, I have my double weft sewn onto the cap. And what I'm basically doing is I'm taking my foiling comb and I'm just sliding in between the tracks, if that makes sense. So basically, I'm skimming off the top layer of hair. Not too much. You do want to be kind of see-through, like you can read like a piece of paper or like an article or your phone through it. Like you don't want that piece to be super thick, right? And now I'm going in and I'm weaving my highlights. And this is what we're going to put the bleach on, right? So I'm just taking my foil and I'm popping that underneath. And we're going to make sure each foil is saturated, okay? We want to make sure everything is saturated. We want an even lift. And yeah, so this is what my weaves look like. They're pretty medium, nothing too small, like fine or anything, not like a slice. A slice is just me just slicing the top, literally like a slice of cake, like there's no space in between. So for these, I'm just regularly weaving, and then I'm taking my liner all the way to the top. And like I said, I'm just making sure everything is nicely saturated. Once I'm done with that, I am tri-folding my foil and then popping it and locking it into place. And then we're just going to seal it up and we're going to move on to the next foil. So again, just slicing the top layer a nice bit, nothing too thick. You want to be able to see like an article underneath it or to read your phone. Like put your phone to be able to read something underneath it. And then we are weaving. And again, this is what we're going to use to put into our foil to create our highlights. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure your hair and your foils are nicely saturated. Like, if it's not saturated, you're not going to get the lift that you want. You're not going to get that blonde that you want, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So I did this until I got to the top of the head. I did foil the closure a little bit differently. I did teasy lights, and I'll show you what I mean when I say teasy lights. But I basically did this for 3 tracks across, you know, from where I started, and then I did 2 more tracks above that. I only did half of the head because she didn't want like anything too you know, vibrant. if that makes sense. Like, she just wanted, you know, some nice subtle colors. So now that we got to the top, I'm just starting in the back, and as you can see, I kind of did zigzag motions when parting. So I didn't do like a clean part. I just literally took my comb and I did a zigzag motion. I took whatever section that was and I just sliced it. Now I'm teasing the hair a little bit, and this is the amount of hair that I have left. I know it looks like I'm teasing a lot, but I'm just trying to make sure that hair is out the way. So I pop my foil in and I'm combing up the teased hair. It's okay if you do get lightener on that hair. It's just going to look very blended and very soft and subtle, honestly. So it's okay if you get some on, because that's kind of like at the ends of the hair. But again, we want to make sure we are saturating everything to get an even lift. Now, I did not weave these. Like I said, I just took a slice of that section because we're teasing it, so it kind of looks like I weaved it anyway. You can tease and weave, like do some chunkier pieces, but it really just depends on like your personal preference, honestly. But if you have a method to your madness on how you foil, do that. I'm not telling you how to foil, I'm just showing you how I foil.
Junior Watanabe on my Junior Watanabe on my tell him this, did he miss? Junior Watanabe on my I can't really see where did I miss. Junior Watanabe on my Junior Watanabe on my tell him this, did he miss? Junior Watanabe on my ex-strippers, new killers, shot, tell them, this on Donda, on my mama, made a promise, Junior Watanabe on my Junior Watanabe on my.
So I ran out of color and, well, I ran out of lightener. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is what I have. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal High Lift color in magenta, and if it comes out too bright, I'm gonna put the color that I'm actually wanting, which is kind of like a burgundy on top. But we're gonna pray that this works, guys. So yes, your girl did not have enough bleach to get the job done, and I was literally on my last section of a hair, so I had to open up a tube of color to make sure I got the job done. But it all worked out. But yeah, again, I used my L'Oreal High Lift, and I used 30 volume. I mixed 30 volume with this and just made sure everything was saturated. I think it looked good at the end. But yeah, so if that ever happens to you, L'Oreal High Lift is definitely that girl. This is just me pulling out the foils. Like I said, I didn't want to get super light because we are using a red, and she wanted more of a darker red, not like a fire engine red, if that makes sense, like a true red. So this is once I got done shampooing the hair. This is where we go in and we add the color to the hair. I did work in sections, so here you see me separating the closure from the wefts. I don't know, I kind of like doing that. I kind of treat the closure as its own separate part. I mean, it technically is, but just work how you guys like to work. The colors that I used was the red by Kiss in Paprika, and then I used the Adore Intense Red. Now, I did feel like the Paprika was a little bit more on the orangier side, so I decided to add the Intense Red to kind of deepen it up a little bit. And all I'm doing is just taking where I did my highlights, and you can even add the pieces of dark hair. It's not going to do anything because there's nothing there for it to stick to. But I did just take my brush and I painted on the hair, and I made sure everything was nicely saturated throughout each strand where the blonde is, and I did this throughout the whole entire head. Once I got done, I did let this sit overnight. This is the next day, so you can kind of tell it's a little bit hard, but I wanted to make sure this color sat in for a simple fact. This is a semi-permanent and I did it wet, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to make sure the red stays. You know, red likes to bleed a little bit. So here is the finished result as far as the color. This is me blow drying it. I love the way it came out. I was FaceTiming her during this whole process of me customizing the wig. But here I'm just plucking to make sure the closure is a little bit more of a natural hairline. I also added some curls as well. This is my T3 1.5 inch curling iron. Here I'm just adding some baby hairs. If you guys want a full customization video, let me know, giving you more details. So I wouldn't mind filming it for you guys. And this is the final result, y'all. I love the way this color came out. Nothing too heavy on the red, you know. I love the contrast from just the red being on top and then like the back being super dark. And I'm just adding some more layers to the front to make sure everything moves pretty good. I'm taking some pictures for my Instagram. And yeah, after that, y'all, all I did was repin the hair because I am shipping this to my friend. And I cut the lace. So yeah, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a super fun look for me to do. Let me know what other tutorials you guys would like to see. Leave it in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Peace. All that